Aloha! Welcome back, kids, and anybody else that's tuning in. This is your Uncle Martin. I told you I'd be back. This is going to be episode number 80. We're having another little fireside chat. So, what I wanted to say was this is really quite serendipitous, maybe even surreal. But I can feel out there somebody saying, "Uncle Martin, where are you? Where the heck are you? Are you up in the mountains? Are you somewhere where it's nice and chilly?" Heck no! I'm in Arizona, and what is it? August 20. Oh boy, 28th. Numbers. And I'm trying to hold the state while I'm laughing. What we have is, well, let's see. Arizona just had 116 today, and here at 8 o'clock, it's 108. And I figured, why not come out and have a little fireside chat with you guys? And the funny thing is, I say it's surreal because what I found is that, well, there's quite a few little fires around our United States on this particular day. I'm going to have to say the 28th. I hope it's not the 29th and I've got it wrong, but how many times in our history has the United States had 14 fires, all pretty much at the same time? Probably, well, there must be something going on, I guess, and that's pretty much what I was going to say. There's 14 states. There's Idaho. There's 12 fires there. Hold the state. I'm trying to hold this steady for you. The Montana state has 11 fires. We have Alaska that has 8 fires. Oregon got 8 fires there. You got New Mexico, 7 fires there. Washington has 7 fires. California has 6 fires. Colorado has 5 fires. Louisiana has 5 fires. We have Texas, 3 fires. Florida, yay, Florida. Well, I was born there, but nobody's supposed to know that. They've got 3 fires. Arizona, we've got 2 fires. Hawaii, Aloha, we have 2 fires there. Hopefully Maui's fire is out by now. And Oklahoma also has 2 fires. So I'm just saying, kids, fire can be very dangerous, and hopefully anybody that has eyes to see and ears to hear, you can see all these little elementals jumping around in this fire. This is fantastic. I noticed that this wood is this is even older than the other. I said I'd put 1 log in a fire. We got 2. So I hope this is coming through for anybody. Now, why I say it's serendipitous and rather surreal, because for the whole year, I have not made 1 fire in my fire pit. And here I do it. And I hear about all the fires that are going on in the United States. And it just brought me to mind, well, I know I'm beating a dead horse with all you kids that are more experienced in school, but for all you little kindergartners and preschoolers, get a piece of paper and pencil. There's a guy that was called, his name was Sun Tzu. And this fellow was a military general. He was a strategist. He was a writer. He did some remarkable books. I believe there's about 60 of them out. But I always enjoyed just reading the plain old Art of War. So you write it down, kids, because there's some things that he talked about that I find very interesting. For one thing, to win any fight, all you had to do was avoid strength, attack weakness. Deception and knowledge was necessary, and speed and preparation was very important. And to shape your opponent and character, and his character based, well, actually, excuse me, it's shape your opponent and character based on leadership, which I find. This guy, by the way, was, for crying out loud, 544 to 496 BC. This guy had some knowledge, didn't he? I guess that's why a lot of people are reading his book. And then what I always was fascinated by was what he had to say about fire, which happens to be first, burn the soldiers' camp, burn the stores, burn baggage trains, arsenals and magazines. And then the fifth one was hurl dropping fire amongst the enemy. But I also, it kind of just stands out when I remember reading about Machiavellian. That'd be another book you want to probably write down, kids. Machiavellian and The Art of War. Because these two writers, sorry for moving around here, the two writers had something very much in common when it came to how to overcome the enemy. All right? And one was, well, Sun Tzu's idea was all warfare is based on deception. And the Machiavellian idea was that the ideal state for a ruler is one where everyone sees what you appear to be. Few really know who you really are. I found those two very always stuck out in my mind. I really didn't get to read that out of the 20 schools I went to that I did graduate. It was only after I got out of school and I started reading. And that's why I'm saying, kids, you probably have, it's been such a long time since I haven't been in school, so I'm sure that you've had both these books, Art of War and the Machiavellian Understanding, because all your kids go to school and would have to be reading that. Hey, it looks like we got some helicopters. Okay. I'm sure that's a positive thing. So what I wanted to say was, this is going to be a short one. I'm just going to give because I went through all that other stuff, what's happening today. But when I lived out in the desert, back in the past episodes I mentioned how I was barefoot, just had a blanket, well, is that okay, I gotta say it again. Spiritual Indian Hot Springs commune, nudist commune, going for breatharian, that were celibate. And as we all know, or don't know, I didn't know until later that I was the only celibate one. What's the chances of that? I still haven't brought up any of the stories that are still fantastic, but just put it on the back shelf. What we're talking about, though, is I was able to, when I was out in the desert, take extreme heat or something about it to where we were semi-survivalists. I said I just had to know if I could do what I had to do out in the desert, which I did for a year, and then I came back. So when I came back, Dad and I, he's off the pills now, and he's doing remarkably fantastic, and we played a little game at the house. We had an air conditioner and a cooler, but he said, we're going to play a game. The game is whoever puts the cooler switch on first loses. I don't know how you think I play games, kids, but I love games on any level. So what we did was, the other thing, part of that was, if you turn the switch on, it has to stay on the rest of the time. Okay, so this is the deal. We got into May. That's about it. Middle of May. Arizona gets a little warm. So, and he was always the one turning the switch on. And then there were some days it got really chilly, and he wanted to turn it off. I said, no, Dad, you can't do that. You're going to have to put a blanket on. And so we played that little game. I'll tell you the game that I played someday. It's when Arizona had 3 years in a row. The first week in June, it was 108. And then what it comes down to is, it doesn't matter the first week. By the end of the week, it was 120 on all 3 years in a row. And I played that little game with myself to where I just didn't turn on the air conditioner or cooler. I just was with fans. So kids, this is what it is. Everyone can do things that they sometimes think that they can't. But if you make a game out of it, or just see how far you can go a lot further than saying it's so hot. That's all I'm going to say about that. I hope everybody can see these fiery elementals that are in this fire. It's fantastic. They are just really saying hello. And fiery elementals, by the way, are also called salamanders. And they do a lot of things. And they say our heart, has this fire within it. And that is also a test, kids. No matter what is around you, how dark it gets, make sure you never lose that fire within your heart. So this is going to be a short one. I got to be this is the shortest ones I've had in a long time. I have to, because the fire is so warm that I think my phone is going to go out any minute. So until we see each other again, aloha. I want everybody to be well and have God victory. Until we see each other again. Bye-bye.